Hello, my dear students, how are you? I think you are so well by the grace of Allah. Today, I am here, your English teacher, Muhammad Salihuddin, senior teacher of Dhaka Sheikh Abdul Laboratory School and College, to take a class about English first paper. Today, our topic is English first paper. Today, I like to take the class about writing part, and I have designed the class for class 6, 7 and 8 English first papers. Today I like to talk about informal letter, how to write informal letter and the ways how we can get good marks in informal letter. So my dear students, let's start. My dear students, you know that there are two types of letters. One is formal and another is informal letter. Many times you tell us that you don't get good marks in informal letter. So I like to discuss some techniques today and the ways and the system of writing informal letter today. So, my dear students, you know well that the letters which are written to our relatives, friends, to our relatives, colleagues, for our personal interest, these are called informal letters. Here, these letters are also called private letters or personal letters. For writing informal letter, my dear students, you have to maintain some ways or some rules. For writing informal letters, you should know that there are six parts of writing an informal letter. You know well that the first is the heading. The heading, what? In informal letter, the writer has to write his address, date and place. Actually, in the heading, the writer writes his address and also date. 2. The salutation. Salutation, actually here the relationship, actually here my dear friend, my dear father, my dear mother, my dear sister, my dear brother, this type of relationship actually you have to write in the salutation. The main parts of the letter or informal letter is the body of the letter. My dear students, you know that if you haven't the body, then you have no existence. So if there is no body of the letter, and there will be no existence of the letter. So the body of the letter is the main part of all 6 parts. So the body of the letter, then the superscription. Here you have to write after the body of the letter, you have to write the superscription. Then the signature of the writer or the name of the writer. Here, if you have the intimacy with the receiver of the letter, then you can use your nickname, or if you haven't an intimacy with the receiver of the letter, then you have to write your full name. So the signature or the name of the writer. Now the superscription, the last part of the letter. Here the writer has to draw an envelope, and in the envelope he or she has to write the receiver's address and also his or her own address at the left side of the letter, and at the right side of the letter would be the address of the receiver of the letter. My dear learners, here in the very beginning of writing an informal letter, you have to maintain some ways or some rules. My dear students, very beginning I like to discuss the ways or systems. Here, hints of the question must be confirmed. My dear students, you know that in our communicative English, for writing a letter or for writing any informal or formal letter, you are to be given some hints. For example, suppose you are Karim or Rohim, a student of Ratanpur High School, this type of hints, and for writing the letter you have to maintain all these hints for having good marks. Then after every part of the letter make one line space. Here I think, my students, this is a part, I think you know. Here I have written an address of the writer of the letter. So this part is called the heading. This part is called the heading. After every part make one line space. Here you should make a line space. You should have to create a space, one line, just one line space. You have to create a space. Then this is another part of the letter. Here, my dear Shakib, I have written my dear Shakib is another part. So there must be a space here. This is the body of the letter. This is the body of the letter. Here I have written the letter in three parts. There are three parts of the body of the letter. So this is the main part of the letter, body. Then lovingly used, this is also a part, and this is also a part, my dear student, and this is the last part of the letter. I think it is called the superscription. So now we will practice for writing an informal letter. First you have to read the question very carefully. My dear students, there is a question here. Imagine or suppose your class wants to go on a picnic at Sonargaon. Shakib is one of your intimate friends. Now write a letter to him inviting him to join the picnic. This is the question, and here I think you should know that there are some hints. Hints actually, here this is a hints, the name of the place Sonargaon. This is also hints, the name of the friend Shakib, and you have to invite him to join the picnic. My dear student, here for writing this letter, at first I have written here the address of the writer. Here the writer is Hassan, and 350 Ahmednagar, Mirpur 1, Dhaka, 17 September, 2020. This is the address of the writer. So this is called also the heading, and his friend name is Shakib. So my dear Shakib, this is the second part, and there must be a comma here, and In American system, you have to maintain this way. So, this is the body of the letter. I have written in a way, but you have to write in another way, okay? Our school will be closed for winter vacation on Friday next. Let's stop. You will be glad to know that we are going to have a picnic on the 25th instant. We have decided to go to Sonargaon. It is a place of great historical interest. It is also quite near to Dhaka. This is a part also, and I think this is the second part of the body. Shuman, Shumi, Ahmed, Sina and some of our friends will join the picnic. We expect to have a very pleasant time. I hope you will join us and increase our pleasure. No more today. With best wishes and love. This is the third part of the body. So total, this is called body. This is the main part of the letter. Then lovingly yours and name of the writer Ahsan, and the last you have to draw the envelope. This is called also the superscription. My dear learners, I think if you maintain these ways and write the letter in the exam, I think you will do better in the exam. My dear students, you know that we have started already our exams, online exams. So I think you will practice staying at your residence and do better in the exam. Thank you, my dear students.